Welcome to Conversations in the Closet. I am your host, Teresa Romer, and I have my co-host along with me, Maz.
Hi, Teresa. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. About a stressful weekend, but I survived. How was yours?
Oh, it was absolutely amazing. Had so much fun. I took my grandkids to a farm this weekend. Oh my God, they just loved it.
I'm glad one of us enjoyed it because I was on a bumpy road, but
Yeah,
we
but
survived.
yeah, but those bumpy roads make us appreciate the good times.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So how were the kids were loving the farm?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, they got to see all kinds of new animals, like new baby deer and new baby goats and new chickens. It was so cool. I mean, like, for city kids, I don't think city kids often realize what farm life is like. So I think it's fun for them to get to experience that and go get the chickens, the eggs from the chickens and have the chickens run after you.
Chickens are coming home. The chickens are coming home.
Yeah, but one of the chickens jumped up out of the little nest and flew right at Zach. He came out of that chicken house just screaming.
That's good. I always say that the best interaction that kids can experience in their lifetime is to start off with animals.
Yes,
That's how you soften their souls and
yes.
get them interacted. Well, that's good to hear. That's good.
Well, it's too bad our podcast isn't all about animals.
Yeah, I started it off. Why do I get the feeling you're going to turn it into something very crazy, animal-like type?
Because that's just me. So, with that said, I would love for our topic today to be about sex.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. I'm scared. I'm scared to come into this conversation unprotected, but I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt to take over.
Oh, well, it's often a subject that most people don't want to talk about, and it's too bad because maybe if more people talked about it and were more open about it, we wouldn't have so much problem in the world with people having to go outside of their relationships to get sex.
Maybe that should be your second book.
Well, I kind of almost wrote a book about it. My very first book I ever wrote with my co-author, Kim Jackson, was called Nude, Unveiling Your Inner Beauty and Sensuality. And it's all about a woman trying to peel back those layers and be the woman that her man fell in love with from the very beginning. And sometimes women become so infatuated with being a mother that motherhood sometimes consumes their life, and they seem to forget that the man came first.
Oh, absolutely. I have to tell you that I've seen that happen. I agree with you 150% on this topic. A lot of women get involved in their daily lives so much that they actually even forget they have a partner.
Exactly. And I try to explain to women, the man did come along before the kids, and actually you wouldn't have those kids if it wasn't for the
And the
man.
man is going to stay there after the kids are gone. So,
Exactly. So long after the kids are grown and in college or married or whatever, you still have to be with that man. So, that first book I wrote was really all, trying to help a woman remember that the man did come first. And sometimes she needs to, step back and take a look at herself and go through some of the exercises I have in that book to get her sexy back, and to be with her man again instead of just throwing him to the curb.
do those exercises involve Kama Sutra and
No,
also
no, 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 no,
Teresa,
no, no.
the Teresa Romer therapy?
Although I'm sure I could teach a few classes. But no, it's just easy. It's a step-by-step guide trying to help a woman peel back those layers and get back to that sexiness. Some of the women that we actually interviewed during writing that book, we actually interviewed like 100 women. And there were some women that said they could not remember the last time they'd had a pair of high heels on and had gone on a date with their husband.
Oh wow! I think that's hitting the borderline of insanity. If someone doesn't remember when the last time that they actually took care of themselves and went out with their husband.
Right. And so many women just live in fitness wear, active wear, or whatever, and they're in those outfits from day till night. And
Oh yeah.
a lot of them could not remember the last time they'd had a pair of high heels on. And so basically, like I said, we took them through a step by step on on how to get that sexy back. But, my question is for you, how much sex do you think is too much or too little?
Well, I'm a business guy, so
Sure.
I'm working all the time.
Sure.
My wife runs her own business as well. As you know, she's a makeup artist. So both of us have careers that are just, at the highest peaks, and we have 3 kids. I'm going to tell you, it's a tough job. It's tough keeping the romance alive with 3 kids, having 2 careers, barely seeing each other. But after, 19 years of marriage, which I married very, very, very young.
Like when you were 10.
Like when I was 10. Because you know how guys, we don't mature like you guys. We're like 10 years behind, 5 years behind. When you guys are 30, we're 25. So it goes on and goes on. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to keep a romance alive. But, I always try to go back to the reason why I fell in love with her. And when you pinpoint that, I guess the sexual arousing comes in the mind when you think about the love that you have for that person, even through the stress and through the work and through everything. I think a normal relationship could possibly have a good, healthy relationship is maybe sex 3 times a week, 4 times a week.
Right. And so, my husband, he just, God bless his soul, he just turned 71. And I think,
happy birthday to Lamar.
Yeah, but I think he's got a libido of like a 19-year-old. Seriously.
Well, he needs to inject me with some of this testosterone, because mine is dropping drastically with the stress of work and everything in daily life.
No, but he just, if he could get it every day, it wouldn't be enough. Like yesterday, he got it, and everything.
Oh, look who he's married to. A drop-dead, gorgeous bombshell. You're in your 50s. You look like you're somewhere in your 30s. With the body that you have, maybe I would be running around too if I was 80 around you.
But, like yesterday, of course his birthday was Saturday and he was in a golf tournament, threw his back out, so on and so forth. But anyways, of course, Sunday we have a ritual in our house. It's called Blowjob Sunday, so every Sunday is Blowjob Sunday. And, you could get it other days of the week too, but it doesn't really count.
So other people go to church and other people, just praise God that day. And I guess Lamar praises his God that way.
No, we praise God on Saturday nights.
Okay.
So,
is that
so that way Sundays are just set aside for Blowjob Sundays,
Okay.
And so, he gets his Blowjob Sunday, he gets satisfied and everything. And then yesterday, like I don't know, late afternoon, early evening, I'm changing my clothes and he's like, "Oh, you're ready for round 2 again." Woo. And I'm like, "My God, you're 71 years old."
I guess what, listening to this story is a woman can be in charge of a man's libido. That's what I think. I think a woman can make a man forget about sex, and a woman can make a man think about sex.
I don't know if we have the power to help to have you guys not think about sex, because literally I think sex crosses your people's, the men in general. I think if I read it correctly, sex crosses your brains like every 7 minutes.
Probably more than that.
So how's a woman supposed to be able to control that?
Yeah, there's no way. There's a lot of things you can think about every 7 minutes. I think about going and buying a yacht every probably 3 minutes. But does it mean that I'm going to go and do that at the end of the day? No. But the thing is, I think that women can take that thought, are in charge of, taking that thought and just de-stressing the man and giving him that comfort to, I don't know, just the environment, the atmosphere is very important.
Okay, so
a woman's vibe is very important.
Sure. So let me ask you a question. So this is so typical of my husband. If your wife was sound asleep in the bedroom and you were watching TV out in the living room, just say, and you decided you wanted to get some, would you just go in the bedroom and jump on her and have your way?
I would start off a little bit slower, but yes, I would go that way.
Not my husband. No, literally, I can be sound asleep in the bedroom, sound asleep, and the next thing I know, I feel the covers being just jerked back, and he's on top of me without me, before I can even wake up. I mean, like, I'm just like laying there going, "What the hell happened?" And so, I'm like, "Really? Thanks a lot." And he's like,
he's a ninja. He's a ninja. He's a sex ninja.
But I'm just saying, sometimes men just have to take control and just say, you know what?
Could you do me a favor? Could you, I don't know, maybe take some blood from him and send it over for me to drink?
No, but seriously, I understand that women, we all like to be serenaded. We all like, you know, the warm up before the deed. I understand that.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, but not always. Sometimes we want you guys to just take control and just throw us up against things and have your way with us. Sometimes it doesn't have.
I've heard of that.
You've heard of it. You haven't done it.
No, you know, it depends on your mood. It depends on your mood. Sometimes you're just so tired that you just.
Hey, you know what? I can be so tired, but when that happens, I suddenly become really alive.
Well, that is also why, you know, you have a romance novel out. So I can't listen. I can't keep up with you guys. I give up. I'm like 38. My wife is 39. We give up. We're just gonna stop right there because you guys win. All right.
We're not in a competition.
No, I'm lacking the speech in this conversation because I feel like I'm 90 years old.
Well, let me ask you this one. Why do you think men and women look at sex differently?
Yeah. Well, I personally think that men see it as a way to show love and to experience that moment. Women are more emotionally in it. See it.
True.
I think for women it's number one is emotion, number two is pleasure. For men it's number one pleasure, number two emotions.
So with that said, a lot of times if a woman is not in the mood emotionally, she just can't go there. Like she's just like, I can't go there. I can't do that, right?
Oh yeah, I think so. I've seen that a lot with my wife, and it's just, well, it is a turn off, you know. But that's how how women's brains work and function. I don't know. God created you guys with a different types. It's all different. You know,
hence came that book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Remember that book?
Yeah, there you go. You know.
But I have to say, my husband is sometimes I'll get mad at him because of it, but sometimes I have to congratulate him because he's so persistent. So there'll be times where he's trying to get a little, you know, and I'll be like, honey, seriously, I am so tired. I can't think. I can't move. Just get on your side of the bed. Do not touch me. And he just keeps being persistent. And then I get more mad and I'm like, seriously, I told you to stay, you know, and then pretty soon he's having his way. And all of a sudden I'm in seventh heaven.
Yeah, well, because he's a good businessman. He knows how to talk his way into things and negotiate. Listen, next time we got to bring Lamar on because he needs to teach us young guys some of these tricks.
It's true. It's true. Because sometimes I'm like, dude, you do not take no for an answer. And he's like, you're right. You're right.
No, he sounds so smooth. He's like a smooth operator.
I call him Don Juan.
Don Juan.
He's so
No, but I think, you know, Teresa, I think it's very important in a marriage to keep that, not just this, you know, when you go on dates and you keep those, it's healthy for a husband and a wife to be out on dates, to spend time together, to talk, to, you know, forget about the kids, to just enjoy themselves like they used to. Because when the flame in a marriage burning out,
yeah,
you feel lonely in it.
Well, but you know, once again, it takes two. You know, I mean, both people have to participate. You know, so you know, I have to ask. You know, so those of you that don't know, Maz, his oldest daughter is like 17, I think.
17,
and then you've got two little ones. So I'm guessing like 5.
Yeah, my son is 5, and my little one is 14 months. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So there was a gap. There was a gap between the 17-year-old and the 5-year-old.
A huge gap.
Okay.
Because we were both busy with our careers.
Sure.
You know, we were just in a different world.
But once again, now I have to ask the question here. You know, getting a little deep into your business here. Yeah. But during that 12 years, 10 years, 12 years, however many years that was sex better because you only had one kid, not 3?
Absolutely.
See,
absolutely.
Yeah, and now you
110% accurate. Yes,
right. So now you got two kids that are very young. At least one's in school now, probably. But it does take a lot out of a woman, and sometimes I really don't think that a lot of men understand how much it takes out of a woman to take care of kids.
and especially when that woman is a very good mother and wants to be involved in everything the kids do.
Right.
And wants to give them that time and that embrace of motherhood for them to grow and learn. So yes, if you have a wife that is really involved with the kids, it does get a little bit difficult. My wife and I, the love is still there, but yet we seem to not just find that time that we should for each other.
Right.
However, we push each other to have that one day during the week where we have to be together. We're going back to striving for that again, but it's difficult, especially in California. You guys have it a little bit more mellow in Texas.
Why would you say that?
Well, because there's more nature there. There's more lifestyle there. There's more. It's a different vibe. Over here, we're all just running around like robots, and it's just the more you have in your career, the more you're running around, and you need discipline. Like you have discipline, Teresa. You know when to stop, when to relax, when to enjoy a drink, when to talk to friends, when to have a nice event. See, I don't know how to do that. You need to teach me that.
Yeah, but I think when I was your age, I didn't know how to do that either.
That's why it's so important that someone like you that has all this knowledge and experience, coming from fitness all the way to, relationship expertise and sex advice and all these things. I think it's so important that you share this with your followers, with the people around you. Believe it or not, people are in such need of this information nowadays.
And this is funny that you touch on this subject. So back when I was about your age, I went to this life coach because I thought, oh, a life coach. What's a life coach do? Like, why would people need life coaches? So I thought, well, I'm going to try it out and everything. So I go to this life coach and we're doing our little study. And she looks at me and she goes, okay, let's pretend your life is like this big round circle. It looks like a wagon wheel. Okay. But in order for a wagon wheel to be able to move, it has to have spokes so that it rolls evenly, right?
Right.
So every one of those spokes is supposed to be something in your life. Like one is like romance, and the other is friendships, and the other one is work, and the other one is social activities. So many, many different spokes. Well, my wheel only had one spoke. And she said, I don't think your wheel's going to be able to move very well because you only have one spoke. Like, where's your social life? Where's your, your dating life? Where's your family life? Where's this? She went on to say, where's all this? And I said, that one spoke that says work on it. That's my social life. That's my family life. That's my dating life. Because I owned a chain of health clubs, right? So I was working from 5 a.m. till 11, 12 o'clock every night.
Wow.
And so I didn't have time to go on dates, and I didn't have time to go out and socially schmooze with people, and I didn't have time to do all that. It was like,
but I'm sure Lamar is making up for that right now.
Yes. So, but what was funny is this woman looked at my wheel and thought it was completely out of proportion because there wasn't more spokes. But yet after I explained to her that my spoke, the one and only spoke I had, involved, because the members of my health clubs, they were my friends. And sometimes I'd meet a guy in the gym and I'd go on a date with him. So there was my dating life, right? And so my social hours, instead of going to a bar and hanging out with people for social hour, I hung out with my people at the gyms and stuff. And so what she didn't understand was a lot of my spokes were all in that one spoke. And I taught her how to look at something differently.
That is one I haven't heard of. To go and hire a life coach and teach that life coach something while you come leave that office. That only you could do that, Teresa Romer. Only you could do that.
But it was true because afterwards she's like, wow, you really do have your family life, your social life, your dating life. All of that's in that one spoke. And I'm like, see? You know, so I taught her how to look at things differently too. She thought I had to go and have all these other spokes, and so it was interesting. But all I've got to say, you know, my takeaway is you just have to remember to keep each other happy. You know,
Absolutely.
and that's what matters. And everyone's needs have to be met sooner or later, because eventually, if your needs are not met, you're going to venture out and you're going to look for it elsewhere, and then we know what that leads to. So, you know,
that leads to drama and extra stress that no one needs in their life. So
right. So, you know, as much as we don't like to talk about it with our spouses and our loved ones, it's something that needs to be talked about, because otherwise, if you let too much of that space and time and bad water under the bridge, we know what happens.
What do you think is the healthiest sexual relationship to have with your partner during the week? What is normal for you?
Like I said, you know, I would hope to God that if I was in a car wreck tomorrow and became a paraplegic, I would hope that my husband would still stay married to me even if I couldn't have sex with him.
That's
so
that's powerful. That's deep, Teresa.
It is deep, but you know what? I think love goes more than just sexually. I think
Absolutely.
you just have to look at it that way. Say if my spouse was in a car accident tomorrow and became a paraplegic, would I be able to survive and stay married to this person without having sex ever again?
Right.
I would, and I know Lamar would. And no matter how much sex is a part of our lives, like it is, because we are very sexually active, I know tomorrow, if that happened, we would stay married forever, because our love runs deeper than sex. But sex is a nice additive to a healthy relationship.
So at the end, love triumphs again.
Of course it does.
That's
beautiful. Of course it does.
I agree.
You know, what if your spouse came back from the war over in Iraq and didn't have arms and legs anymore? You know, I mean, like, you know, you just have to say, you know, woe's me, I'm not getting laid as often as I want, God, you know, but then you have to go, good God, I got it made so easy. Even if I only get sex once a month, I might be getting it more than the guy next door, because he doesn't even have a prostate anymore. He can't get it up, you know, so
right.
You still want to love your spouse. And so once again, I think love trumps all.
Beautiful.
Right?
I agree with you on that. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you.
Well, guys, I hope you really, really enjoyed our conversation today, because I think it was a good one. It was a much needed one.
I loved it. I feel cleansed. I feel cleansed.
And I hope we gave everyone a new perspective on sex. So with that said, make sure you get out there and find me everywhere on social media. I am on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Snapchat, Instagram, you name it. And once again, make sure you get out there and find our podcast. It's out there on YouTube also, and check out my other YouTube channel also. So with that said, I hope you all have a great, great week. I know we are going to, and thanks, Maz, once again. It was a great topic, and see you all next week.
Thank you, Teresa. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody.